Yes. Let's see. For those of you that didn't see. Where did my Facebook go? I had it pulled up. Everything's missing. There they are. The 110 is 310.97, and the 103 is 306.73. Okay. I thought I already went. No, I hadn't. This is NPX. I need to go to NPX. Let me find it for y'all. There it is. All right. Those of you that want to write it down, there is the next formula that we're going to go over. Now, you don't need to, that's one of the more tedious formulas. It's even more tedious than the factorials. It's not that big of a deal because I'm going to show you how to do it in your calculator. And your calculator is pretty much the only place that you can do it. There may be a place, and I think you can do it in the Excel spreadsheet, but I don't even know the nomenclature for the formula, but I think you can do it. Anytime you're given a binomial probability distribution function, meaning that you've got the math symbols, these math symbols, and remember these words, of course, but usually you're going to be given a sentence like a quarter has been flipped 100 times, and there is a 0.2 probability that it falls on heads. What is the probability that it will fall on heads if I flip it 20 more times? All right, 1. They give you n. N is always your what number? It's always your largest number. So 100 would be n. P is always a percentage. So when I said the probability is 0.2, P is 0.2. And then X, I want to flip it another 20 times. That would be X. N, P, and X. Write those down. N, P, and X. And I'm just going to write the X is the times I asked you to flip it again.
So N are the governmental trials, and X are
a coin has been flipped 100 times with a probability of heads equaling 0.3. What is the probability of heads at 20 additional flips? So this is a very basic question. All right, very basic. But N will be 100. P would be 0.3, and X is equal to 20. And just remember N, P, and X in that order because that's how you type it in your calculator. N, P, and X. Well, you can always remember it's very easy. N is always your what? Largest number. P is always going to be in what? A percent or a what? Decimal. And X is going to be the last number left, the only number left. Now, if you don't have a calculator, then you can plug it into this, which is a pain. Because not only do you have to do the combination, then you have to plug in P, which is 0.3, raise it to the 20th power, times 1 minus the complement, that's Q. This is supposed to be Q. And 1 minus P is equal to Q. So that's 0.7 raised to the 100 minus 20 to the 80th power. And then you'd have to do all that math in your calculator. All right? I'm not going to require that because I really don't think you need to do that. Okay, here's an example. According to CTIA, 25% of all, 25%, what is 25%? 0.25, so that would be P. Of all are wireless only households in a random sample of 20 households. What's 20? Largest number, so it's N. And then here are your X's. X is 5. Fewer than 3. What is fewer than 3? 0, 1, and what? 2. So you have to do each of those and add them together. So, but first, before we do this problem, I want to go to, they should have in here somewhere, it's under second vars, and it's binomial PDF, I believe, but I don't remember what. That's what I'm fixing to do. Hold on. Give me a second. There it is, binomial CDF. So go to second vars, binomial CDF, and it's going to ask you for N, P, and X. Now, some calculators will ask you for N, P, and X. Some calculators will just give you a set of parentheses. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Here's your handy dandy calculator. Binomial, second vars. Which one is binomial? What is it, CDF? Did I say PDF or CDF? Thank you. A. And see, this one just asks you for parentheses. If it just asks for parentheses, or just has parentheses, you type N, which is 100, comma, which is above the 7, P, what did I say, 0.3? Well, the first one I said 3.3. Talking about my made-up problem. And then the last I said, what, 20 times? And then close parentheses. So 100, 0.3, and 20. And that's the order you have to type it in. If you don't type it in that order, it's going to give you an error. N, P, and X. And then you hit enter. So you got a 2% chance that you're going to get heads with 20 more flips. Okay? So the difference in the question here is they're going to give you a certain number of things that have been done. They're going to give you the probability, and then they're going to say, well, what happens if? And then they give you an N. Now you got to this is where you got to read the question. So go back to the question that they give you for an example. Right, whatever page we're on. This next page. On this page. Let's do this page. All right, take a look at this example. Write this example in your notebook. So that way you'll have it for your test. Oh, I'm sorry. According to the CTIA, 25% of all households, and you ain't going to write all that, let's say 25% of homes are wirelessly only households. In a random sample of 20 households, what is the probability that? And here's where you have to read, because if you don't read the sentence, you don't know what they're asking for. So write those 4 questions down. Now, most of you can read those questions and discern what you need to be doing. Some of you need to meditate because you don't know what to do. And go over them as soon as everybody writes them down and tries them out. So far, n is equal to 20. P is equal to 0.25. And X is going to be equal to different ones for each one of these. Now, for A is pretty self-explanatory because A says what? Exactly 5. So therefore, A is 20, 0.25, 5. In P and X. Now, what does fewer than 3 mean? That means 0, 1, and what? 2. So 20.25, 0, plus 20.25, and 1, plus 20.25, and 2. Because it says fewer than 3. Now C says at least 3. Well, at least 3 means that 3 is the what? Is the lowest number, and then you go what? To the right. So we could calculate that, or we could what? Start from the C. O, M, P. Complement. Use the complement. Because this is 1, 0, 1, and 2. What is this? This is 3, 4, 5, and so on, right? Probability of 3 or more, right? So if we want the probability of 3 or more, and we just did 0, 1, and 2, then we take B, C is equal to 1 minus what? B. Or you could calculate up to 20 if you wanted to, or I mean, yeah, 40 also. That would be ... up to 20. So knock yourself out if you want to do all those. Huh? And then D says the number of households that are wirelessly only, or whatever, between 5 and 7 and are inclusive. So that means 5, 6, and what? 7. So that means NP5, NP6 plus NP7. So let's do those. First one, let me get my handy dandy calculator. Put it over here. Put this over here. So, hit on, second entry, and I'm going to type in 020, which is 20.2, second insert 5, and here I'm going to type in 05, and enter. I got 0.62. What'd y'all get? Good. So that's equal to 0.62. And I can't write with the mouse. Not one more time. All right, now, second entry. And what am I going to put here? 0. Enter. Stove. Before you get the bread, it's stove. Stove. Alpha. A. Enter. Then second function entry. Second function entry. Put 1. Stove. Alpha. B. And then alpha second entry. Second entry. And then 2. Stove. Alpha C. And then what do we do with all those? Alpha A plus alpha B plus alpha C. What'd y'all get? I got 0.12. What'd y'all get? Good. Now, C is equal to 1 minus 0.88. 1 minus 0.12 is equal to 0.88. And then D is 5, 6, and 7. So second entry, second entry, second entry, 5, alpha A, oops, I messed up, stove, alpha A, and then second entry. You used to be able to, no, can't do it anymore. There we go, 6, stove, alpha B, second entry, second entry, and then the last one is 7, second stove, alpha C. And add those up. Alpha A plus alpha B plus alpha C. And that's not right. It's not right because it's what? It's over 1, but if you add those two probabilities up, I don't know if they got 2.3. They might have did that just to see if you, or they multiplied them. Let's see, the number of households. No. And means multiplication, doesn't it? Might be multiplicative. Let me try that. Alpha A
It might be the distance between the two numbers.
Okay, that could be, yeah, I really don't like the way they word the question. Okay, so that would be alpha C minus alpha B, alpha A. Let's see what they did, because the question is very, what is it, vague? Very vague. Let's see what they did. I was good up until the last question, because one, they shouldn't put a comma and say inclusive with a question mark. They should put parentheses and say inclusive, because that makes it very ambiguous. Okay, where's my book at? This right here. Next page. Which one are we doing? D? They added, but they didn't get what I got. They got very small. They said 5 plus 6 plus 7, so we must be doing something wrong. 20.25. Okay, we got something. Why did I get those? Let's do let me make sure I'm hitting the right thing. Second, let me go to second bars. Binomial CDF, right? And 20, comma, 0.25, comma, and what? 5? Okay, something's wrong. Okay, well then we're using the wrong. I thought it was CDF. Y'all told me CDF. Thanks, y'all. Appreciate it. It's always good to have people back you up. I need y'all in a fight. Y'all help beat me up. I hit the wrong button. Sorry. 20, comma, 20.25, comma, and 5. There we go. And stove, alpha A, second entry. Some of y'all just now learned how to use that second entry. Y'all just love that, don't you? Enter. Stove, alpha B. Some of y'all ain't never used the stove button. And then the last one, second entry. 7, stove, alpha C. And now alpha A plus alpha B plus alpha C, 0.48. Is that what they got? There we go. So just try not to hit the wrong button. It's PDF, not CDF. Now, again, I can't stress enough. Go back to this page right here, and I want you to look at these words, because these words are what you're going to be tested on. Any monkey or 9-year-old, as I call my son, monkey, can punch NP and X on a calculator. All right? So text your friends. All right? Just be rude and text while I'm talking. Okay? Just remember, I got a good memory. When y'all come up here and ask me a question, I'm going to text on my phone and see how you like it. No. Huh? Yeah, sure. There you go. I don't know. Let's redo them. Since I suck and hit the wrong button. Second entry, second entry, second entry. First one was 5. You're right, 0.20. And then the next one, second entry, 0, enter, stow, alpha A. And then second entry, 1, enter, stow, alpha B. And then second entry, 2, and stow, alpha C. And then alpha A plus alpha B plus alpha C. 0.09. Well, at least I showed you the motions. I just hit the wrong button. And what's 1 minus 0.09? What's $1 minus 9 cents? This is 6 cents for 91 cents, Hubert. Thank you, class. Appreciate the interaction. Always nice to have interaction. This class go by a lot faster. Instead of having a class that don't talk. Except when you're talking. And then 5, 6, and 7, what did we say that was after we did it? I'm sorry, what? 0.1? 0.48. Okay. And that's a good question because that's the type of question I would give you on the test. I don't like the D question though, because the D question I would try to reword it. Okay. I would put inclusive in parentheses, not comma inclusive with question mark. That would confuse people. All right, so you should be working on 6.1 and 6.2. Make sure you get those two things in your notes. In your homework.